Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis. Here with my co-host, Matt Hunt. How you doing today, Matt?
Hello, my dear. I'm doing very well. I am super excited. The finale is over, and I can't wait to talk about it with you.
You can't wait to talk about it with me. Well, what are you so excited to talk about this season? About this episode, the season, the winner. What is just tell me your pinnacle excitement moment that you want to discuss. Let's just start there.
It was for me, I don't know what it was, but I loved this season better than the first one, and there was so much more that captivated me. So there's a lot to talk about, especially with the finale and the winner, which I'm excited to go through as well. So,
well, just to even just right off the bat, were you expecting this outcome? I can't remember what we decided last week, but were you surprised by the winner?
Yeah, I want to say yes and no. I thought that the winner had a shot at winning, but I wasn't expecting it. But I also wasn't entirely sure, just because I knew people were going to vote strategically, and that always impacts the winner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And was the winner your winner pick? I think you said that you wanted that person to win.
Yes, I definitely wanted that person to win, or at least one of the two people that I wanted to win. So I'm very, very happy with the outcome. Let's put it that way.
Me too. That's what I was kind of saying. I was talking on Rob as a podcast about The Circle as well, and I was saying very rarely the person that I want to win, do they actually end up winning? It's just barely ever happens. So it was nice for me that the person that I was rooting for most, they're the one that took away the win in the end. So
yes.
We start off this episode. Everybody gets a delivery. They get some pastries and champagne. I feel like they could have, and balloons. They could have made it a little bit more fancy. I don't know. I thought that they're, an apple and a croissant was okay. It could be a little bit nicer. I thought. How do you think of their congratulatory baskets?
I agree. I mean, it could have been a cute little fully made breakfast. It could have been a fancy breakfast with some mimosas.
Yeah, I think that they could have gone a little bit more extravagant in how they set that up. But I mean, no matter what, though, it's still probably been exciting. Getting any sort of delivery at the door would be sure. Whoa, somebody new. Dolores is here. Hi, Dolores.
Hi, Dolores. Oh, the faithful follower, Miss Dolores. What a queen.
Dolores. And I was talking with, well, not directly, but Dolores was also hanging out on Rob as a podcast today, too. So it's going to be a triple Dolores day for me, I think, if she hangs out after Big Brother Canada finale as well.
Nice.
So what else happened? So the newsfeed is updated. We learned that the person that was blocked was Mitchell. Now, were you surprised that River, as the super influencer, blocked Mitchell?
Not surprised, but I was kind of hoping that he would change it up because it was the easy option, I think. I thought he was going to make a big move and get somebody else out, but he didn't. But I guess he felt like he was in a good position, so he went with the easy option.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure how things would have shaken out, but I was worried that, because he was going to be able to be anonymous other than the person that he was blocking, I thought that he might do a Chloe or even do a Courtney even. I thought that he might have gone after one of the Kardashians. And so the fact that he didn't was just a little bit surprising because I thought that he wanted to be cutthroat, but it seems as though, we were kind of joking that he was always crying the whole season. I think that he is a little bit too emotional to be able to make those cutthroat moves, even if it was anonymously.
100%, yeah. I knew he was probably wavering in his mind, what he was going to do. But yeah, I suspected he might have done a Chloe because she's been in the top in the rankings so many times. I thought he might have taken a shot at her. So,
I mean, but then it would actually be 0 women as women in the final. That I don't know if optically that would have been great for the season.
That's true.
Dolores says, I'm hanging. Love hanging with you too. Canada, I am not sure, only because I might not stay awake. I gotta get up early for work. I understand. Joseph was saying last night, like, oh, we get Dolores. And I'm like, yeah, because she doesn't usually stay that late on Thursdays when it's usually the day that JoJo hangs out with Big Brother Canada. So it's okay, Dolores. We forgive.
Which is another great season, by the way. Just quick little snippet. I'm loving this season.
Send it in. Like, yes, after this, we're going to be watching Big Brother Canada and then going live at 10:15 to talk about that season as well. So, Dolores, don't worry. This is only going to be till 8 p.m. Eastern because we all want to catch that live. We don't want to miss it because it's going to be probably a pretty exciting episode. We're going to have the final
right.
We're not talking about Big Brother, even though I love Big Brother too, obviously. So go to the circle chat, and River and Courtney weren't really upset about Mitchell. They're just kind of like, oh my God, too bad for Mitchell, but oh my God, we're in the final, we're in the finale, yay! Like they completely brushed that off. Do you think that them deciding not to even say very much about Mitchell may have affected their standing when people were rating?
Perhaps, yes. I mean, especially if I was somebody like Chloe who had a connection with him, cause she definitely would have, she second guessed them and was like, well, that's kind of rude. So, you know what I mean? Like, I think she doubted their character in that one moment. So possibly, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Chloe was like, oh, the super influencer had to be one of those two because they didn't care about it. And they'd already been kind of tipped off about them being the messy queen. So I was kind of like, guys, like, don't be so obvious here. But I think that they just was like, just wanted to push it aside and hopefully nobody noticed. But
yeah, exactly.
So there's an alert, and already they're going to have to do their final ratings. So we didn't learn that much. But, okay, for the final ratings, I believe what they showed us was, where did I put it? I wrote it down somewhere. Trevor was going to put Chloe number 1. River's going to put Courtney number 1. Courtney put John number 1 and River number 3. And that's all I wrote down for the ratings. And so everybody likes John, but I think that they're probably not going to vote him that high just because he came in last. Yeah. What do you think about how people were, what they showed us about how people were voting? Did it make you think that it was going to go one way or the another?
Because everyone was kind of everywhere. So you never really know what's going to happen with that. But I definitely was expecting Courtney, of all people, to vote or to rank, very strategically. And I'm not surprised that he put River third.
Right.
Yeah. So, because he wants to win and he realizes that, Chloe and River are really good players and they're likable. So I can imagine he put them lower for that reason.
100%. So Taryn from Robin's podcast, he actually put out what he thinks the ratings are, most likely. And so we'll talk about that after as well. So I had a question though. I don't know if you know the answer, but we can speculate. Do they get a makeup team that goes in there and gets their hair and makeup done? Because yeah, they're good at makeup, but they look professionally done in my opinion, both and actually all the women that were getting ready. What do you think? Do you think they get their hair and makeup done?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know, but I would not be surprised. They obviously, if they do, they wouldn't be airing it, but I wouldn't be surprised for sure.
Because it just seemed like the Chloe's curls were just so perfect. It just seemed like it was done by somebody else,
But to be fair, I mean, I'm sure that they have the ability to do that, especially Chloe. She probably does that all the time, right? So.
Yeah, I don't know. For the finale, though, I was just like, I feel like it was just looked a little bit better than home done.
They were definitely glammed out for sure. Oscar-worthy dresses. They looked absolutely stunning. So
they definitely looked great. So what did you think about the order that they put they allowed everybody to go into the final dinner? Was that what you expected? So the order was Chloe, then Trevor, then Courtney, then River, then John.
Yes, I expected that exactly.
I actually, me personally, I thought it was going to be River before Courtney. I thought that was going to be flipped there because then Courtney would come in and be like shocked by like I don't even know Chloe. Who are these people? And like John. And so I thought that it would have been just those two flipped, but everybody else the same.
Yeah, I figured they would put John last because there's two people. And with that being said, I figured they would have started with the Kardashians with Chloe first because Chloe would have seen Courtney, and they would have saved River for last because he was the Catfish. So I figured the order was going to be that way.
Oh, so like both Chloe and Courtney would be reacting to River not being who he said he was.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, I can see that too. So this is something we were also talking about on RHAP, and that's what did you like or do you not like the fact that they tell them who is going to be coming to see them next. So Chloe's there. It's like, alert, alert. Trevor's coming to see you now. And so she's like kind of prepared for Trevor coming to see, instead of it just being like random and like somebody walks in and we're like, who are you? And she's like, Trevor, So what do you think about them deciding to alert exactly who's coming in next?
Well, I could be wrong, but I don't think they do that in the UK version. I'm pretty sure they just people just walk in and they have to guess who it is.
They did it season 3, but I don't know if they did it before because I don't remember being annoyed by that,
Yeah, but no, I mean, you would think that for entertainment value, they would just not tell you, and then you have to figure out who it is. Like that would be more interesting.
Dolores, I didn't like that they knew who was coming. I would like to see Chloe's face when she walked in and she would have been like, who are you? Exactly. Like, we're getting hey, who are you?
Who are you?
Instead of being like, Trevor, like already knowing that it's Trevor. So yeah. I agree with Robin's podcast and Trevor. I believe with Dolores, or not Trevor, and Taryn. I agree with Dolores here. Like, I think that they should just leave that blank and allow them to be trying to, like, in their head, try to figure out who it is as opposed to being told. They say in like writing and in drama, like in television stuff, like to show, not tell. So show who it is and let them, have their own conclusion before you just tell them that it's Trevor. And then it kind of just removes any completely authentic moment of discovering who it is. So
agree 100%.
I don't know why they're doing it though. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I think they just wanted to, they might have done it just to get like the right reaction from them, knowing that it was Trevor and she walked in. Instead of having to figure out who it was, it might have been a better reaction. I don't know.
I mean, I hear you, but like, it's a really great reaction to be like, I don't know who you are. Yeah, you do. Boo. So everybody was pretty good sports. Like Chloe obviously is going to be, she was like shocked and kind of felt a little bit duped, but she was like, like you got me. I could never be a catfish. Like, you guys are so good at this. And so she was like, definitely a good sport about being duped by pretty much everybody other than Courtney in the final 5.
Yeah, like she even admitted, she's like, I'm just naive. Like I would never be a good catfish. I like that, like how genuine she is about like how she reacted to that, and I genuinely really like her. Like I would have been very happy with her as a winner as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been happy with anybody as a winner. I think I was saying it last week is that because she's already been on network shows and whatnot, like I would rather somebody that hasn't been on a show before win the money and also be from the United States,
Yeah, that's fair.
Like if it was her first time and like she hasn't already been on Too Hot to Handle and if she's been on anything else, maybe that I'd be okay with her winning, but she's already been on one of these shows and won some money. So I just think I would like a new opportunity for somebody else personally.
Yeah, fair enough.
Especially because there's somebody like Delisa and like / Trevor who had a family and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't necessarily want 21-year-old Chloe, who's been on a few reality shows, to win over Trevor / Delisa,
That's true.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I love that they all screamed when Lee walked in. Like
It's so
It was,
funny because they all call, like, some of them called it from the get-go, and some of them
mhm.
knew but didn't want to believe it. You know what I mean? So, but there were so many red flags, like that 99 problems one was a dead giveaway.
Was it you that told me the reason behind that?
What do you mean?
Somebody told me, like it was maybe an extended interview or something, that how he got out of that 100 problems is that he said that he was from a religious family, and so that he didn't really have the opportunity to listen to a lot of contemporary pop music, and so that's why he
Mm,
doesn't really know any of these a lot of songs and stuff like pop culture stuff, because he wasn't able to listen. So that's what he told the circle, and that would make sense as to why they weren't pressing him on like not knowing that. They kind of let that go, but they didn't show it on the show.
I did not know that. No, that wasn't me, but that's interesting information.
It is interesting. Dolores really likes Chloe's reaction that Trevor was a woman. So wonderful, so much better than Manrika's reaction to Felix. Well, I really, really think that they should have done Manrika, then Felix, and then if you want to do Saeed after somewhere, because I think that she felt that she couldn't fully be herself because she's already there with Saeed, and then another Catfish comes in. I think that they would have gotten a better reaction out of Manrika when Felix walked in, if they changed the order there. So I wasn't happy with their order for that one.
Yep.
But
I would have to
Chloe's,
agree.
has a likable. She's just likable all around. So no surprise that she was going to handle it really well. It was a little bit underwhelming when John / Lisa Jack came in. I mean, they sent in Lisa first, which was the smart way to go, and then Jack comes in after. Okay, but it kind of fell flat after that. I mean, I don't know if it's their personality or because they were the last people in the circle, but I was just kind of like,
I think it was just because there was so much confusion, like what the heck is going on. So, but yeah, I agree. Like even after the I don't know. I somewhat agree with you, but I also understand that it would probably be because there was a lot more confusion with there being two, like people asking questions like, why is there two of you? What happened? Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? As opposed to just one person coming in and you're being shocked that they're a catfish.
well, I wish then they maybe showed more of the conversations then, because I just kind of felt that like their reveal wasn't as important that everybody else's. And I don't know if it was because they didn't show it or because I'm not as invested in them. But like, I just felt that we didn't really need them to enter to be entertained by the 4 other people that were like, oh my God, you're a catfish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not surprised though that they were placed last to go in there. So
yeah, they have to be for sure. Hi, Latasha. Yeah, they were kind of underwhelming in general. 100%. We were kind of speculating that maybe, they wanted to have Lance Bass come on the show, and he just was like suggested how about my assistant? You can't have me, you can have my assistant. And so maybe that she wasn't necessarily a fan and coming on the show as a fan. I think it was maybe as like more of a favor to Lance, being like, hey, do you want to do this? Like, and she's like, okay.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know that they have. They were doing like an interview on, I want to say Lance's YouTube channel. I haven't seen it yet, but they have done a discussion, so I kind of want to watch that and see what they had to say about that.
I do too. Yeah, both their characters and together. I mean, I thought that Jack was more so the person that was running John, and Lisa was just giving her nods of approval for the most part. I don't feel like she really added that much, unfortunately. I wish that she did inject more of her personality.
At least what we saw anyway. Yeah, I would agree.
But like, wouldn't they show the more interesting bits?
That is true.
It's like, do you know what? She's so funny and likable and strategic, but we won't show it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you're trying to save face for her here, but like, no, she's just not. she's not entertaining in that way.
I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I'm like, no, this isn't working.
Not working at all. So, but they did think that John was going to be real, most of them. But in the end, they were wrong, and it was Jack and Lisa. So basically, we go to the next portion. How did it work? How did it work? Did they tell them who won before they went out and met all the first evictees?
No, they did that last. That was the last thing they did.
Oh, because they removed everybody, then everybody was standing. Correct. Okay, so then they go over and they kind of get introduced to the people that were the first, 5 or 7 evicted. I can't remember how many, 7, I think.
Yeah.
Tara Alicia and Savannah still can't get along. I don't know what's the deal there.
There's just a lot of, what it comes down to, I think, is they both think they're right, and they're both going to stand by the fact that they're right, and nobody's willing to open that kind of can of worms. I did watch a video of them, like they did a call separate from the Circle show, and I believe it's on YouTube, and they were like kind of hashing it out, and by the sounds of it, they weren't going to be friends at the end, but they kind of listened to each other and kind of agreed to disagree, but be cordial, is what I gathered from that video.
The thing is, like, I think I saw the video that you're speaking of, is that, okay, fine, they can agree to disagree, but I feel as though Savannah is actually not recognizing what she did in the situation and thinks that she's right, even though she's not recognizing, like, hey, you did these things.
Right.
And that she's like pretending like she didn't do those things, and that she's kind of, in my opinion, gaslighting Tara Alicia, because Tara Alicia's like, no, but you did this and you said this. And she's like, well, we'll agree to disagree. Like, but no, you said this. So I also feel as though Tara Alicia isn't great at articulating what she's feeling and what she's thinking. She just kind of shuts up and then says, like, that's not my truth or whatever. Like, she doesn't seem to explain where she's coming from very well.
I think that's why they did that video in the first place. But
it's not good though.
From my understanding, like, Savannah was explaining in a way that to me made sense, but to her own game. Like, she didn't say it in a way that made it make sense towards how they were supposed to do it as a group. Like, what she did was 100% for her own game, and that is it. And she's not owning up to the fact that they shouldn't be upset because she did that in the first place. Do you know what I mean? So that's basically what it comes down to. So she thinks she did the right thing for her game, but the other people, especially Tara Alicia specifically, is still upset because she's denying that she didn't do anything wrong.
Right. Like, Savannah's not recognizing that her actions affected other people, even if it was in her best interest. All she needed to do, Savannah, is say, Chloe, I'm so sorry that, like, I didn't save you, but I knew that we were going to be influencers. We were going to save you later. And I wanted to see if I could, like, make amends with Trevor. So that's why I did it. That's all she needs to say.
That's all she needed to say, literally, even before that even happened.
Yeah, before, like when she didn't get saved, she should have circle chat, like, or whatever, direct message Chloe right then, be like, I know you're upset with me. I know we did the girl gang. I don't want everybody to know that the girls are all sticking together. So I thought I would save Trevor so it didn't look super obvious, but don't worry. We got you. We're going to be the influencers. Like, that's all 100%. She needs to do, instead of being like, oh, well, do you think that we should get rid of Chloe because I don't want her to be mad at me for the move that I made to keep Trevor for my own game?
She used it as an offensive tactic at that point instead of just defending herself. You know what I mean? And then explaining after the fact. She shot herself in the foot there, for sure.
So, anyways, like, Savannah, to me, she really irritates me just because she's a little bit, from like how I'm reading her, a little bit self-righteous in her perspective on how she was playing the game, and she's not really compassionate and understanding as to how it could be perceived by the other people that thought that you guys were tight and that you guys were working on developing like a really strong bond. So I just, the fact that she can't see that and the way that she kind of states her truth is to me is off-putting. But
and then she's like, people, don't hate the player, hate the game.
See, like stuff like that, like
it's abrasive.
No, like, fine, don't hate the player, hate the game, sure. But then also don't be annoyed when people get upset with you for not liking your game. You know? Like,
right.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I might hate your game though. Anyways,
exactly.
she's not my favorite. I know a lot of people love her, but like I'm not a fan personally. Jack would have probably done better as John from the beginning. Agreed. I think that he really failed by going in as a woman. I think that he should have at least stuck to the same sex because he's young. I think he's maybe 20 or 21. He doesn't know that much about things, and he didn't seem as prepared as we saw Trevor / Zelisa was. Like, he didn't have these big notebooks of all factual things that a woman that's around, I don't know how old he put her, 20-something, sorority girl that brunches. Like, he didn't have, like, all the things that somebody like that would know or talk about. So Jack, at least, he knows what it's like to be a man, and so he would be able to maybe pull some things out, you know? So, yeah, I totally agree, Latasha.
Definitely would. He made it hard for himself going in as a woman without having any background knowledge on some of the things that girls discuss, you know? That would have been important.
It's not even like he has had like a long-term girlfriend that he's like emulating, you know what I mean? Like kind of like Rebecca and what's his name? Something Byrne? Seaburn.
Seaburn, yeah.
You know, Lee was able to kind of take some things from his girlfriend and share that. And so he had something to draw from, but Jack didn't seem to have like, I know this was his friend, but didn't know enough about her at all. Lisa, as Jack was like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. That's exactly Lisa. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds good. Like, that's totally her, Dolores.
Sounds good.
Nailed it. Oh my gosh, so funny. So they go and they join Michelle, the host, for a little bit of more questions. Did anybody else talk? I mean, we saw Bryant for a second. I don't know what Bryant said. I know he spoke for a second.
Yeah, he was talking about how he didn't regret his decisions, that he followed his heart, and that's the only way he can do it. So,
well, and that's another thing. Both Savannah and Tara Lucia didn't regret anything that they did. And I was like, wait, you should, because both of you lost the game. So there should be some regret, because both of you could have easily stayed in the game and easily stayed at the top if they played all that completely differently. Savannah,
100%.
if she just like told Chloe her reasoning behind keeping Trevor, save that relationship, and then there wouldn't have been a fight with Tara Lucia. Because she'd be like, oh my God, girl, I have to save Chloe because like I didn't want her to feel like she was an outcast, but I wanted to keep our girl chat to be a little bit more incognito so people wouldn't target us. So 100% Chloe's staying. I promised that to her. Like, who else can we talk about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It would have been way better.
Too little, too late. And at that point, she's already so far deep in her own hole that she's just gonna stick with her guns, you know. So.
But like, I would be like, yeah, like if I lost the game, there's definitely something I could have done better.
Yeah.
Because somebody's gonna win. So if someone's gonna win, it could have been me if I did something differently.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about reality TV is that you can take your game into your own hands for the most part. You can get, twist screwed for sure, but like. You definitely are capable of changing your fate at any point, you know?
Exactly. It depends on who you're talking to, what you do, what you say and what you do, right? Like, that's all you can do. I mean, mistakes happen.
Wait, hold on. What? Oh, did he changed his name? What? His name is Icar or Icar? Former Ryan changed his name? What?
Wait, what?
Icar is like some sort of like a god of some sort that like Did he go to like India and get
Probably some like
given a name?
spiritual name like Buddha or something. I don't know. I did not know that.
Yes, thanks, Dolores. I'm still waiting on YouTube to recognize it. And so at that point is when we'll do the draw. But we're there. We just need them to like recognize all the subscribers. They go through and see if any are like bots or like people that are inactive. And so to see whether or not, it's like a legit 1,000. And so once that happens within the next month, we will know officially. But yes, optics wise, it looks like yes. YouTube wise, we'll soon find out. So yeah, thank you so much.
I did not know that. Congrats.
Thanks. Latasha says the wind spoke to him and he answered. Are you being funny, or is that exactly what he said, Latasha? I mean, it's probably what he said.
You know what? She's being serious. She has to be. I can. He's definitely the type of guy that would say something like that.
Oh, it means touch the sky or something to that effect. Okay. I'm like,
to each their own. To each their own, my friend.
Okay. Thank you, Latasha. It's all because of you guys. You guys and your support. It's very much appreciated. And so onwards and upwards, we're getting there. We're gonna get all the way to the top one of these days. So thank you, everybody. And like we'll be doing, once it's all confirmed with YouTube, we'll do a big celebration party where I'll give away the $100 gift card and like other little trinkets and doodads and stuff. So I will throw a party once it's official by YouTube.
Love that. Love that for you.
Yes. All right. So they talked to Kat for a second, but I don't really remember what they said. I think Michelle
Kat had a regret. Kat regretted the way she came for Chloe. Basically, she went too hard. She should have just went and had fun and said she was too serious, and that's what got her out. Is essentially what she said.
And it's true. I mean, she had a really good game going, and she completely blew it by just going like super hard in one direction. It was so bad. Oh my God, it's almost 8 o'clock already. Holy Jesus.
I know.
Okay, so basically they do the announcement of the winner. So everybody comes in and they hug all the people that were originally eliminated. They go sit on the couch. And in last place, no surprise by me anyways, was John. Then did you think the fourth place person was going to be who it was? Who was it though?
Fourth place was Courtney, I believe.
Or was it Trevor?
No, it was Courtney.
No, Trevor, I mean, was it River? Sorry. Was it?
No, it was Courtney. I think Courtney was fourth, and then Trevor or River was third.
Well, either way, they didn't win.
Yeah.
And then it was down to Teralicia and oh my God, my brain's like thinking like all over the place.
You're down to Delisa, Chloe.
Delisa and Chloe. They're holding her hands. And this is kind of similar to the finals of season 3 of the UK, which was a very similar situation. So I've kind of noticed a little bit of a trend here where it seems as though women that catfish as a man are more likely to win the circle because Trevor/Delisa did win the circle. So season 2 was won by a man, but it was Delisa playing him. And then in the UK, spoiler alert, guys, UK season 3, it was Natasha playing Felix. And then even in the UK celebrity, we had, I can't remember her name, playing Big Narsty. So it's just very interesting that we haven't seen, that I can think of, a woman playing a woman win the circle as of yet. I don't think I've seen it yet.
No, because even season 1, spoiler alert, of the UK, it was a man acting as a woman. So it's been a catfish most of the time.
Yeah, the catfishes usually end up winning, which is definitely very interesting. Thanks, Dolores. Yes, please like the video. Please subscribe still. I think you're right. Courtney was fourth because the look on Courtney's face, he was shocked. I think he expected to be a lot higher. Yes, because I think that a lot of people end up voting with their heart instead of with their head. He voted with his head, which was smart. So what we deduced, or Taryn deduced, was that Courtney, he rated John first, Chloe second, River third, Trevor fourth. John, he put Trevor first, Courtney, Chloe, then River. River put Courtney first, Trevor, then Chloe, then John. Then Chloe put Trevor, River, Courtney, John. And then Trevor did the reverse. So Chloe, River, John, Courtney. That's the most likely configuration how people voted. So it was really John who voted for Trevor and River who put Trevor as second that actually allowed him to win, because they're put in lower positions beforehand. And so I find that very interesting that Trevor ended up winning. I thought it was a likely possibility because they weren't going to put Chloe too many times in the top because they knew that she's the influencer a lot. And then same with River. I think that they would have assumed that like River or Courtney were the super influencers. So they weren't going to put them in one or two. So I thought that that was going to take them down a notch for sure. And so even if everybody just had done twos or even threes with Trevor, having that number one spot and then twos and threes, I think it just made him get the win because he just had like that one. So
100%. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was definitely, I wasn't expecting.
Bye, Dolores. We'll see you later. Enjoy the beginning. I will be off very shortly, but I'm recording it so I can like fast forward the commercials. So I'll catch up.
All right, Dolores. Bye, hon. Thanks for watching. But yeah, I wasn't expecting Trevor to win, but I was kind of hoping that Trevor was going to win, to be honest. I thought she was a very compelling character, and she's doing it for her family, and I thought it was really sweet, and she played an amazing game. So
we are too, Phil. Thanks for hanging out. So yes, like I definitely thought that Delisa was the most deserving winner. If we're looking at deserving, she has a family. I don't know if you guys know, but now she's already pregnant with a second child. She's like pretty much due. And they bought a house. So it's really nice to know that like, you know, she was saying that she's doing this for her family, and we're really seeing her do this for her family. So it was nice to know where the money's going. You know what I mean? To see this family do well and excel, and you know, the life of this young girl is going to be exponentially, you know, allowed to be greater just because of having a little more opportunities. So I love that it went to them. I love that after they forced her to do a little FaceTime call with Trevor and her daughter to say that they won. And I don't know if you noticed, did you see Mitchell and Chloe kind of chatting in the background? You're just like, alrighty, Chloe, you can't.
I wonder if that will be a thing. Who knows?
I'm going to say no. I did watch something with Mitchell. He was answering questions, and he said that him and Chloe have kissed outside of the circle. He apparently asked him if he could kiss her, but no, they're not dating right now. So I don't know if it's because she doesn't live in the States, or if they're not in the same area, if she does, or if it's like, we're not going to date, like it's not going to work out. But as of right now, no, they're not dating.
Interesting.
And he's still a virgin, and he's planning on waiting till marriage. That's what I've learned. So, I mean, that was a little quick snippet of what happened on the finale episode. Is there anything else you really wanted to talk about before we dive into Big Brother Canada?
No, it's starting in 1 minute, so it's the finale. Let's watch it and hope our fave wins.
Absolutely. I love the season of The Circle. Obviously, there's little bits here and there that like I would love them to tweak, but I think that it was a better season than season one. So if it keeps on getting better each season,
Mhm.
like we have a really great show in our hands, and it's just kind of
100%.
easy to watch. I would like though them not to clump the episodes and take a more of a stance like they do in the UK, because I like how there's an episode every night. I like that. I don't
Mhm.
like getting them all at once, because then I just feel like I have to watch them all at once, and it feels like it's taking up too much of my time. So
Yeah.
that's one, like, hey, Netflix, can you fix that, please? Because you don't need to clump them all together. I don't think
They need more episodes too. I
that's
think.
true. It was a little bit short. It was only 12. Like the 13th one didn't really matter.
I'd love if they had like 20, 21 episodes like they do in the UK. So
Ooh, Phil says, I think that Lance and River have more of a chance of getting together than Chloe and Mitchell. Well, River has a partner, a long-term partner. You saw that. Oh, that's one last thing that I wanted to say. They did get their cameo from Lance speaking to River a little bit, and the rest of the cast. So they got their money's worth there with a little cameo. Mitchell's mom is currently cutting his hair on Instagram Live. Oh, of course. I had to look it up because I couldn't remember, but Manrika's the only woman playing herself to win. Wait. Oh, okay. Sorry. Marina. I haven't watched Brazil yet, so I do not know that stat. But interesting. Alert! Alert! Yes, it is alert. Okay. We are ending this today. If you haven't done so already, please do us a favor and subscribe to Reality Realness with 3 S's. If you want to be part of the draw to win a $100 gift card and you're a new subscriber, subscribe. Send me a screenshot to Reality Realness with 3 S's at Gmail for the $100 gift card to Amazon. And if you're in Canada, I will give you $100 in cash or an email transfer if you would prefer that. Do you want to quickly plug something before we say sayonara?
Join the Facebook group for the Michigan Mole. The game begins in 2 weeks' time, and it will be streamed live on Facebook on the page, and it will be a fun reality game based off of the Mole, which no longer airs.
Amazing. And so you'll find that Facebook link in the bio if you are interested in following along. I'm going to follow along, so follow along to get to together. All right. Well, thank you, Matt. It was a great time, fun times, and everybody else for hanging out with us. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks for having me, and thanks again. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.